60 for a lower 50s across the suburbs, and plenty of sunshine overhead for your Tuesday. It'll be nice and warm in the afternoon. Also, that humidity remaining low, high 82. And after a nice evening, it stays clear through Tuesday night, low 60 for plenty of sunshine, even warmer. On Wednesday, temperatures well above average with a high of 85, and it stays very warm and summer-like into Thursday with sunshine, a few clouds, high 86. Currently 68, partly cloudy, humidity 37%, and winds are light and variable. Repeating the current temperature is 68, heading down to 60 in Midtown. I'd like to weather meteorologist Carl Erickson with New York's weather station 1010 Wind.
I'm Susan Richards. I'm Larry Mullen. I'm Lori Madden. 8 months ago, in the middle of the pandemic, 1010 Wind took the lead to change the narrative of New York's future.
We acknowledge the enormous challenges the city faced, but we refuse to join those who predicted the end of New York.
Over those weeks and months, we brought you the stories of heroes, difference makers, the people who found new ways to earn an income.
And even the ones who moved away only to move back when they realized that they needed the city as much as the city needed them.
Our theme throughout the campaign has been, I believe in New York. And that is as true today as it was when we launched the campaign last year. To be sure, we still face big challenges, but we can now once again look forward to the return of Broadway, sold-out concerts, and 100% capacity at our incredible restaurants and small businesses.
For more than 55 years, 1010 Wind has been part of the fabric of this great city. Through the celebrations and the unthinkable challenges, we, like you, aren't going anywhere. Because I believe.
I believe. I believe. Your life, your hopes, your passions. These things are none of our business. Your deodorant rash, your favorite cheese, and whatever you were searching for at 1:15 a.m., that's really none of our business. Because your life is private. And unlike other tech companies, we think your internet should be too. Oh, what kind of dog is that? That's none of our business either. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Yankees fans, did you know that you can have the Yankees official game day program delivered to your door? Subscribe to Yankees Magazine by calling 800-GO-YANKS or visiting Yankees.com/publications. And get 8 issues a year for just $34.99 plus shipping. The Yankees official 2021 yearbook and media guide are also available for purchase. Get your Yankees Magazine yearbook or media guide today. Call 800-GO-YANKS or log on to Yankees.com/publications.
Reports of progress today against a forest fire tearing through hundreds of acres in New Jersey's Pinelands. However, increasing winds causing new worries. About 20 miles north of Atlantic City, no injuries have been reported. Winds news time 8:56. Now Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 West. Soaring costs for lumber and other building supplies have sent prices for new homes and home remodeling through the roof. And while Home Depot customers may have grumbled about it, there are signs they've been paying up. We'll find out for sure today when Home Depot reports on sales and profits in the quarter through April. Home builders have been among the grumblers, but they don't mind so much as long as low inventories of resale homes keep sending buyers their way. The National Association of Home Builders says that's one reason builder confidence has remained steady this month. Amazon is getting into the market for in-home medical tests with a new brand called Diagnostics. Business Insider reports it will offer testing kits for conditions including COVID and STDs, as well as genetic testing. The rollout of its COVID testing kit could coincide with its Prime Day sales event next month. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Larry Kofsky for 1010 Wins.
Now a commercial message. This is Carter Conlon. In 1940, with England facing what seemed to be certain and imminent defeat, Prime Minister Winston Churchill called for a national day of prayer. With their backs against the wall, about 70% at the churches to pray. God answered their prayer, and what happened became known as the miracle at Dunkirk. 300,000 troops were spared, and the tide of the battle began to turn against the fermenting evil of that time. May God give you and I the sense and the courage to humble ourselves and pray again. That's why 2 Chronicles 7:14 starts with these words. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray. My friends, it's time to pray. This is Carter Carmel.
The world has changed a lot over this past year. If you are turning 65 or currently on Medicare, Assurance can help you get confidence in knowing you have the health care coverage you need. Chat with a licensed insurance agent for a free no-obligation Medicare Advantage plan consultation with Assurance at 1-833-381-1505. That's 1-833-381-1505 or assurance.com/radio. Together, Assurance can help recommend a Medicare Advantage plan that's right for you.
Every 2 minutes, a woman in the U.S. is diagnosed with breast cancer. And in that split second, her life changes forever. The toll of breast cancer is great. The need to support those who are battling the disease today is even greater. We're fighting alongside patients because we know one moment can change a lifetime. United by hope, we can end breast cancer. Join our fight. Save lives.
WINS, WINS-HD, WNAWHC3 New York.
An Odyssey station.
Winds use time 8:59. 43% humidity right now. Fair sky 67, going down to 60 degrees in Midtown. More people get their news from 1010 Winds and from any other radio station in the nation. Dempsey Pilot is our service aide. Julie Vaughn is our writer. Jack Conceso at the editor's desk, and I'm Mario Bosquez.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Winds, New York. 67 degrees, partly cloudy skies at 9 o'clock. Good evening, I'm Lane Bajardi, and here's what's happening. New York State will follow CDC guidelines that say masks are not needed for people who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Police are investigating another act of vandalism targeting the Roman Catholic Church in Brooklyn. The man convicted of murder in the 2016 death of a 6-year-old boy in Harlem got the max today in a Manhattan courtroom. We learned today Governor Cuomo is set to make over $5 million from his pandemic book deal, which is being probed for his use of state employees to help him write it. Trainer Bob Baffert's been banned from entering New York State horse races after Medina Spirit failed a doping test following the Kentucky Derby. Yankees in Texas tonight, and the Rangers now 3-1 in the top of the third. No score in the top of the seventh for the Mets in Atlanta. 67 degrees, fair. We're going down to 60 in the city. AccuWeather says lower 50 in some suburbs. Sunny to partly cloudy for tomorrow, nice and warm, high 82. Winds news time, 9:01. Traffic and transit, here's Kelly Dillon.
And we are jamming up on the New Jersey Turnpike Western Spur tonight, heading northbound from about 16W up to 18W. We have looks like construction work getting set up here, so if you can, stick with the Eastern Spur on the northbound side. Also, Tennelly Avenue jamming up both ways tonight into Secaucus Road in Jersey City, where there is construction work closing a lane each way. The Southbound Garden State Parkway still a busy ride into exit Indian Tones River. And earlier car fire still takes out the 2 left lanes. The cleanup here continues. Not too bad on the West Side Highway or the FDR Drive. Things are quiet. Also, just getting word of a new accident that's just coming in as we speak on the northbound Hudge into the Cross County. Looks like a lane down and delayed. Building up, here's what we see on Long Island State 3. The LIE, the northern and southern states, all quiet, and here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Quiet still across the Whitestone and Throgs Neck bridges. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes on the ones, and breaking traffic alerts whenever they happen. I'm Kelly Dillon on 1010 Winds. PSCG Long Island can keep you informed on everything from payments to power restoration with a simple text. My Alerts is the easy way to manage and pay your bills, report an outage, and more. Enroll today at pscgliny.com/myalerts.
Well, it took a few days, but Governor Cuomo has announced New York will follow CDC guidance on the issue of masking.
Effective this Wednesday, we're going to adopt the CDC's new guidance and regulations on masks and social distancing for vaccinated people. By the CDC guidance, immunocompromised people and vaccinated people should continue to wear a mask and social distance.
Masks will still be required for everyone in certain settings like schools and nursing homes. Cuomo says it's up to businesses and venues to decide how to check someone's vaccination status. And there's the rub. Correspondent Jim Crisula reports taking someone at their word has more importance in this stage of the pandemic.
Unmasking the mask confusion. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's announcement that fully vaccinated people can, for the most part, ditch the mask has left many Americans wondering, will people simply lie about their vaccination status, or will they live up to Scout Farmer? Public health officials say yes. The honor system will play a big role as the case covering debate plays out.
Now say they will ease mask requirements for fully vaccinated customers can walk in, shop around with the mask off. That is, unless face coverings are required by local or state law inside those retail operations. They follow similar policy changes by Walmart and Trader Joe's last week. It's time 9:04. The days of struggling to get a vaccine appointment or waiting weeks for your turn are over in the U.S. There's now enough supply for walk-up vaccinations in many places, including New York. With ample supply available here, correspondent Stephen Portnoy reports the White House says it's boosting the supply of COVID vaccines. They are donating to other countries.
The U.S. has come under criticism from some in the international community for making vaccines available to American teenagers rather than giving excess supply to vulnerable populations overseas. Now, the White House says the U.S. will send 20 million doses of the Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson shots abroad, on top of some 60 million doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine that's still yet to be authorized by the FDA. Press Secretary Jen Psaki.
So that is a total of 80 million doses, and this is the most doses donated by any country in the world by 5 times.
Nearly 123 million Americans have been vaccinated. Nearly 60% of U.S. adults have received at least one dose. County Executive Mayor Kern wants to send checks out to struggling Long Island homeowners.
Under the plan that I am proposing, approximately 300,000 homeowners in Nassau County would receive a payment of roughly $375.
Kern says she hopes the homeowners will then spend that money, up to $100 million in local businesses. Star and Enhanced Star eligible homeowners will receive the payments, covering 3 out of 4 Nassau County homeowners. County legislature would still have to agree with the proposal for it to actually happen. Police investigating another act of vandalism targeting the Roman Catholic Church in Brooklyn. Someone knocked the head off the statue of the baby Jesus being held by Mary as the diocese of suspect northwest. Monsignor Stephen Agugia says it happened just days after a statue of Jesus was smashed and an American flag burned at the St. Athanasius Church in Bensonhurst just a few days ago.
I hope it's not a pattern, but it seems like too much of a coincidence to be followed one after the other like that. It's a very disturbing. My reaction, of course, was sadness. First to see that something like that
could be on worse, and is asking the NYPD to increase patrols in and around the area churches. 67 degrees, partly cloudy. We're going down to 60 in Midtown, lower 50s in some outlying suburbs. For tomorrow, sunny to partly cloudy. The weather says another nice and warm day with a high of 82. Winds news time 9:06. Governor Cuomo has spent several months refusing to disclose how much he was paid for writing his book on pandemic leadership, saying it would eventually come out in his mandatory financial disclosure forms for 2020. Well, that time came today. Cuomo's forms disclosed he was paid a $3.1 million advance by Crown Publishing in a contract that is set to pay him another $2 million over the next 2 years. Even as the state was seeing a resurgence in cases and the governor was being criticized for how he handled COVID nursing home deaths. The governor also under fire for using staff members to help him use the book. Critics demanding a probe of whether he had them do it on state time as he signed that multi-million-dollar deal for himself. The news came out after the governor held a news conference today where he again got questions about the sexual harassment allegations against him.
The governor tried jostling journalists, asking women for them to defend sexual harassment.
I'm asking you, what do you think it is? Is it just making someone uncomfortable? Because that's what you said last week. And Cuomo got around to an answer denying he sexually harassed anyone.
And then he took a shot at the media, saying the situation has been, I think, distorted in the press and manipulated.
And he offered to say more at some point. When the time is right, I will tell you the truth and the facts.
Continues
our investigation into him. Roger Stern, 1010 Wins News.
It was sentencing day for the man convicted in the horrible murder of 6-year-old Zamir Perkins. Roy Sham Smith was given a maximum sentence of 25 years in state prison in connection with the 2016 death of the child in Harlem. Terrible case of brutality. Smith was convicted last year of beating Zamir with a broomstick, forcing him into a cold shower, hanging him from a hook. The young boy had a very difficult life. The case led to the resignation of the head of the city's child welfare agency. Now this message. Come to McDonald's and get a $2 small Minute Maid slushie. Like it is Traffic and AccuWeather next. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So, while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. This is important news. If you have unfiled tax returns, the IRS is shifting gears and ramping up investigations. If you failed to file your tax returns for a year or more, or you owe back taxes, now's the time to call Optima Tax Relief before the IRS finds you. Optima is America's #1 most trusted tax resolution firm, specialized in helping individuals, families, and businesses get right with the IRS. They're experts in the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, a powerful new program that can make resolving tax issues easier. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, Optima's award-winning team has helped thousands of people protect their paychecks, bank accounts, homes, and businesses by putting their tax problems to rest, resolving over $1 billion in tax debts for their clients. Call Optima now for a free consultation. Call 800-741-3889. That's 800-741-3889. 800-741-3889. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Latest news time 9/11. Traffic and transit with Kelly Dillon.
And we'll start with a crash on the northbound Hutch into the Cross County Parkway. One lane is out and we are all jammed up here, so definitely avoid this spot. Quiet still in the Bronx, on the Crossroads and the Demon. The Southbound Garden State Parkway still quite busy into exit 80 and Tom's River. This earlier car fire getting cleared away. 2 lanes currently down and bumper-to-bumper delays, so do avoid this spot. We're also quite slow on the northbound Garden State Parkway, exit 143 up to 145, Route 280. The 2 left lanes out with overnight construction work here. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Not too bad across the George Washington Bridge. Delay free at the Lincoln and Holland. No trouble to report across the Whitestone, Orth Rods Neck Bridges and the Brooklyn Bridge. Looking great so far in either direction tonight. I'm Kelly Dillon. Our next report at 9:21 on 1010 Winds.
Now the 1010 Winds AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here is meteorologist Carl Erickson with a live report.
All right, it's looking pretty good here the next few days. This summer makes a free view for us with clearing skies tonight. Well, comfortable temperatures down to 60 for a low 50s across the suburbs and plenty of sunshine overhead on Tuesday. Nice and warm in the afternoon. Again, that humidity remaining low, high 82. Clear tomorrow night, back down to 64. And then plenty of sunshine both Wednesday and Thursday as temperatures continue that upward trend. High 85 on Wednesday, Thursday's high 86. Right now it's 67, partly cloudy, humidity 43%, and wind south at 6 miles per hour. Repeating the current temperature 67, going down to 60 in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Carl Erickson on New York's weather station 1010 Winds.
Sunday's back open 21st Union, and more police are in the system. We'll have that story next week. News on 9:13.
Do you need a new car but have bad credit? Call Credit Solutions, a division of Hudson Hyundai. We can help. Call 800-951-4221. And Tier 1 customers can drive a new Hyundai today. $68. Even a Hyundai Palisade with only $68 down. Call 800-951-4221 or visit HudsonHyundai.com. That's right, just $68 down on a Hyundai Tucson. Warranty. Call Credit Solutions and drive today with just $68 down. 800-951-4221.
New normal. Over and over you have heard, we are all in this together. Meanwhile, your timeshare sits empty and useless. Month after month, your timeshare companies are out of your maintenance. Amounting to thousands of dollars per year out of your pocket for nothing. Start the freedom process. Let Timeshare Freedom Group free you from your overpriced, unavailable timeshare. Thousands have done it. Now it's your turn. The leaders in the industry, Timeshare Freedom Group has decades of experience every and permanently. We're so good at it. We even have a 100% money-back guarantee. You can keep wasting your money or dub your timeshare. Start the freedom process. Call Timeshare Freedom Group now because you have better things to do with your money. 866-91-CANCEL. That's 866-91-CANCEL. 866-91-CANCEL.
Timeshare Freedom Group, we set you free.
Wins News Time 9:15 as bloody subway attacks continue to make headlines. Mayor de Blasio says the NYPD is increasing police deployment underground.
Pulling all these pieces together, it'll be the largest NYPD transit force in over 25 years. So we are going to do things we need to do to keep New Yorkers safe, to get them back to the subways, to move the recovery. And again, everyone comes back to the subways, makes the subway safer.
New York City Transit Interim President Sarah Feinberg is happy to hear more cops will be assigned to the system.
I think the mayor hit the nail on the head today when he said this is what's needed to bring the city back and to bring the economy back. And so we're going to hold him to it. We want a commitment from that these officers will remain in the system as the city continues its recovery and as we continue to welcome riders back. We need the NYPD Transit Bureau to start working with us on transparency and deployment information just as we work with them.
The announcement came as 24/7 service returned to the system Monday morning for the first time in over a year. Wins News Time 9:16. The 50th running of the New York City Marathon is now officially on schedule for November 7th.
The marathon is back. And that is a great, great New York event that excites people from all across the globe. There's a lot of great work for the city and the state of New York. Many people come. It'll be a 60% capacity, 33,000 runners. They'll have health and safety guidelines. Registration opens on June 8th.
But it won't be completely back, as Governor Cuomo noted. 60% capacity means only 33,000 runners. That's a lot for most. But we're used to seeing 55,000 runners. Cuomo insisting on the restrictions, despite the fact that the marathon is outdoors. He is 6 months away. The expectation that there would be 6 more months of vaccination between now and then. Now from human racing to horse racing. The New York Racing Association has banned trainer Bob Baffert after one of his horses failed a doping test following the Kentucky Derby. More from correspondent Aaron Katersky.
Bob Baffert denied giving Kentucky Derby winner Medina Spirit a banned substance, but the New York Racing Association said a temporary suspension was in the best interests of thoroughbred racing. Whether the suspension becomes permanent depends on the outcome of the investigation at Churchill Downs. Racing authorities in this state said they took into account the recent drug test failures of other horses trained by Baffert in 3 states. Baffert now cannot enter a horse in the Belmont Stakes or in any other race at New York's 3 tracks.
Belmont, Aqueduct, and Saratoga. Wins News Time 9:17. Top stories next.
The Biden administration has made some positive changes to immigration law. Now is the time to act on your immigration status. Bar Law is located in New York City and handles all aspects of immigration law. They have helped countless immigrants get legal status. Do you need help with getting your green card or citizenship? Call Bar Law now at 646-894-5900. That number again, 646-894-5900. They can assist you in filing for a family member or renewing your work permit. Bar Law can defend you in court if you're facing deportation. If you are undocumented, do not be afraid to address your immigration status. Call Bar Law now at 646-894-5900. They offer in-person or virtual consultations. That number again, 646-894-5900. This is an opportunity to gain legal status. Bar Law can handle all immigration matters. Trust their clients come first.
Drive with distinction in a new 2021 Jaguar F-Pace S. Lease one for $549 a month from Ray Katina Jaguar of Edison. 39 months, 6038 due at signing. Taxes, licensing, and registration extra. Details at 1-800-NEW-AUTO.
You went online to switch your car insurance to Progressive so you could save money. But then you saw a friend request from an old summer camp buddy. And now here you are, clicking through photos of his kickball team from 2011. Oh, looks like they won the championship that year. Then he must have told them, oh, and your tattoo. Yes, they said it was easy to save hundreds on car insurance with Progressive, but they forgot about the rest of the internet. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates, National Average Savings by New Customer Survey to Sync in 2019.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer Wet Jet. With Swiffer Wet Jet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer Wet Jet. The faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
Shootings have been dominating the headlines, especially over the weekends. What's been causing the increase? On a new episode of our in-depth podcast, we'll discuss gun violence in New York City. Listen and subscribe at 1010wins.com.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
67 degrees, partly cloudy skies at 9:20. Good evening. I'm Lane Pijardi, and here's what's happening. New York will follow CDC guidelines in allowing fully vaccinated people to drop their masks. But New Jersey is not quite ready to make that change outright. Mayor de Blasio says the organizers of the Pride Parade are wrong to exclude LGBTQ members of the NYPD. The statue of the baby Jesus beheaded in Brooklyn. NYPD increasing its numbers in the subway as bloody attacks hit the headlines. 2 transit cops are being called heroes now after a man in medical transport. The area of Hutchins Street subway tracks as a train was entering the station. Metro in Atlanta tonight, top of the 7th, they're up 2-0. Yankees trail Texas 3-1 in top of the 4th. 10-10 winds, AccuWeather, mainly clear. Low 60 in the city. Low 50s in some outlying suburbs overnight. For tomorrow, sunny to partly cloudy, nice and warm, with a high of 82. Wings News Time 9:21. Traffic and transit with Kelly Dillon.
And the northbound Hutch still bumper to bumper into the cross-county Parkway where there is a crash, currently closing a lane to avoid that spot tonight. Another spot to skip is going to be the southbound Garden State Parkway into exit 80 at Toms River. An earlier car fire getting cleared away, 2 lanes still out, and of course we are jamming up through the area. Here's what we see on Long Island State 3. Construction now on the westbound Southern State, exit 20 to exit 16. That knocks out the left lane, so a busy ride here. Not too bad on the northern state or the LIE. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Things are quiet across the George, not bad at the Lincoln or Holland. This report sponsored by Burden LLP Accountants and Advisors. Have the recent health and political shifts left you unsure about your taxes and personal finances? Let Burden serve as your trusted advisor and help protect you, your family, and your business. Visit BERDONLLP.com. Burden Accountants and Advisors. They listen, they solve, they do. I'm Kelly Dillon. Our next report at 9:31 on 1010 Wins.
After taking the weekend to think it over a bit, Governor Cuomo announced New York will follow new CDC masking guidelines. Beginning Wednesday, COVID-vaccinated New Yorkers can put away their masks in many public areas as indoors and out.
The governor is following the lead of the CDC, which says vaccinated people are generally safe without masks or social distancing.
Getting back to life is not just getting back to work, but getting back to life the way we enjoy it in New York.
The governor sat on the stage at Radio City Music Hall next to the theater's owner, James Dolan, who also owns the Garden. Radio City will hold a maskless farewell for vaccinated patrons. And those with vaccines can also watch the next playoffs, sitting next to each other without masks.
We're playing a confident defense. We're ready to go.
Masks are still required on public transit, in nursing homes, and when business owners demand it. Roger Stern, 1010 Wins.
Northern Division Ferry on the other side of the Hudson and across the Arthur Kill, where some are questioning their governor's decision.
Despite CDC advice and moves being made in neighborhoods, neighboring states, New Jersey is sticking with the indoor mask mandate.
That everyone in New Jersey continue to mask up when in an indoor public space, whether it be a store, a coffee shop, a diner.
The obvious question many New Jerseyans have of their governor, why?
Well, we have made tremendous progress. We are not out of the woods yet. The majority of New Jerseyans are still unvaccinated.
Governor Murphy also announced there will be no option for parents to opt out this fall, and that all public school students will be expected back in the classroom for the start of the next school year. Al Jones, 1010 Wins News.
With News Time 924, Mayor de Blasio says the organizers of the New York City Pride Parade are wrong to block members of the NYPD from taking part in the festivities.
I think that decision's a mistake. First of all, we have to keep people safe and safe, positive event, and we have to be mindful of continuing that. Second of all, I believe in inclusion. And we're talking about one of the issues is officers who are members of the LGBT community wanting to march.
Organizers say they'll be working with a private security firm and asking NYPD to stay at least a block away from all their events. One of Donald Trump's strongest allies in the House is under increased scrutiny. Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, correspondent Faith Abube reports a key figure in an investigation of Gaetz entered a guilty plea on federal charges today.
Joel Greenberg, a former Florida tax collector and a one-time associate of Congressman Matt Gaetz, appeared in federal court Monday. Reporters inside say his attorney was consoling him. As part of a plea deal to cooperate with federal investigators, Greenberg entered a guilty plea on 6 federal charges, including sex trafficking of a minor. Congressman Gaetz was not mentioned in the plea deal or during the court hearing. But Greenberg's cooperation with prosecutors could spell trouble for the guilty congressman. Sources have told ABC News the Department of Justice is investigating whether Greenberg and Gaetz paid underage women for sex.
Money Watch next. Wins News Time 925.
Now, a commercial message.
The elections are coming. There are 5 questions to restore New York City. Question 3, how will you address the city's increasing budget deficit? Our city has lost $11 billion in tax revenue because of COVID-19. Businesses are fleeing for areas with lesser tax burdens. Our next leaders need a pro-growth plan to clean up our budget mess, or the cracks in our coffers might shatter all the people dear. How will our next leaders address the city's increasing budget deficit? We need answers. Learn more at coalitiontorestoreny.org, paid for by the Coalition to Restore New York. Prior results do not guarantee similar outcomes. There's a difference between being hurt and severely injured. I'm Rob Felino. I've spent 35 years taking on the big insurance companies, and over our careers, our lawyers and I have helped collect over $2 billion in settlements for clients.
Wait News Time 926. Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins.
Amazon may be looking to make its biggest move yet into entertainment. The Information reports Amazon is in talks to buy the MGM movie studio, though the status of the talks is unclear. Other companies have also been considering bids. Wells Fargo is rolling out an initiative to bring more people into the banking system. Fourth largest U.S. bank plans to increase access to affordable products and expand its financial education efforts. 1 in 4 U.S. households is considered unbanked or underbanked. The saying goes that there's nothing certain except death and taxes, but for some people, taxes are more certain than others. A study by the financial technology company Self finds New Jersey residents will pay nearly $932,000 in taxes over their lifetimes, most of any state. Massachusetts and Connecticut are second and third. West Virginians face the smallest tax bill. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Larry Kofsky for 1010 Wins.
From Bryant Park to Ditmas Park, Douglaston to Kensington. If it's happening in your area, it's happening now on 1010 Wins.
Hello, New York City. Switching to Geico is a good idea, especially when you consider everything. First off, Geico makes it easy to switch, and you can contact your local agent for personalized assistance.
But it's so easy that you might relax and just stop doing stuff. The dishes will pile up, the laundry will collect, and who will finish your Sudokus?
Well, if you switch to Geico, you can save hundreds on car insurance. And you can keep saving by bundling your motorcycle, boat, and RV, plus your home or renter's insurance.
But saving money might make you so pleased with yourself that you start wearing a lime green cowboy hat, and that's not a good
book. Well, they do have dedicated claims teams. Not to mention that Geico has a 97% customer satisfaction rating.
But if it's that easy, you might say things like, I'm so cool. And yes, you are cool, but you don't have to say it.
Well, Geico is the largest car insurer in the state and has been saving people money for over 75 years. It's hard to beat that.
But you're right.
Switch to Geico. It's obviously a good idea. Here's football legend Howie Long for Skechers Arch Fit shoes.
Do you like comfort? Of course you do. Everyone does. But if you've never tried Arch Fit shoes from Skechers, you're missing out on next level comfort. Saying you like comfort but not trying Arch Fit is like saying you like Italian food but you've never tried pasta. You're missing out on the number one thing. Because with Arch Fit, Skechers created a whole new kind of comfort. They teamed up with podiatrists who used over 20 years of data to create a shoe that provides total foot and arch support for all-day comfort. Arch Fit distributes support across the arch no matter what foot type you have. You don't need an arch problem to love how they feel. And you say you have a passion for comfort but haven't tried them? That's like saying you're a sports fan but have never watched football. It makes no sense. So if you're the kind of person who claims to like comfort, stop what you're doing and try a pair of Arch Fit exclusively from Skechers. Then you'll finally understand true comfort.
See all the styles of comfortable, machine-washable Arch Fit shoes now at Skechers.com.
Now this message, Stephen Harris and the Harris Law Firm. Want to thank all nurses, doctors, and first responders who keep us safe. Good evening, I'm Lane DeJardi. Twins News Time at the tone, 9:30.
Good evening, I'm Mario Boscus. A shocking case of statue vandalization in Brooklyn. The second such attack in just 3 days. This latest one happening at the Roman Catholic Diocese, where a statue of Mary holding the infant Jesus had its head of the infant knocked off. This is at 310 Prospect Park West. Church officials say it is being investigated as a hate crime. Monsignor Stephen Agujic, Chancellor of the Diocese of Brooklyn, speaking with 1010 Win, says there's an apparent increase in religious vandalism as of late.
Our houses of worship are supposed to be sanctuaries where people can find peace, and we certainly stress love for one another, and to see people acting apparently in hatred of that or in reaction in a negative way to that is very disturbing.
A similar incident reported in Bensonhurst at a church there, St. Athanasius Church. A Jesus statue smashed as well. A U.S. flag burned. These incidents are in the wake of vandalism at Jewish sites in Riverdale, a section of the Bronx, and a Coney Island mosque as well. City Council recently upping the fines related to defacing places of worship to $1,000. News time 9:31, time for traffic and transit. With that, here is Kelly Dillon.
And we have an unauthorized truck on the northbound Hutch approaching the cross-county Parkway right now, stuck in the right lane, and of course, bumper-to-bumper delays. So do avoid this spot on the northbound Hutch. Not too bad on the West Side Highway or the FDR Drive. So far tonight, and we're also pretty quiet in the Bronx, on the Cross Bronx, the Deegan, and the Bruckner. In Jersey, east on Route 3, jamming up right now into the Hackensack River Bridge. Construction work takes out 3 lanes, as it always does. Delays going back to MetLife Stadium. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Still quiet across the George, not too bad either way at the Lincoln or Holland tunnels. And here's what we see on Long Island Big 3. Construction flowing up the westbound Southern State, exit 20 to exit 16, the left lane out, so do avoid this spot. Not too bad on the Northern State or the LIE. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes on the ones, and breaking traffic alerts whenever they happen. I'm Kelly Dillon on 1010 Win.
At PPAC Private, our value is in our values. Integrity, discipline, dependability. We provide comprehensive financial advice tailored to your individual needs. Find out what a PPAC Private advisor can do for you at ppacprivate.com. Not FDIC insured, no guarantee, mailers value.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here is meteorologist Carl Erickson. All right, Mario, as we go through the evening hours, the sky is clearing out. Comfortable temperatures right now, well up into the 60s. We'll bottom out right around 60 by daybreak. And sunshine, a few clouds for your Tuesday. Nice and warm in the afternoon, back up to 82. Clear Tuesday night, low back down to 64. And then sunny, even warmer, more summer-like on Wednesday. High 85. And the sunscreen and sunglasses in order going into Thursday with that summer-like warmth continuing. Clouds and sunshine, high 86. That would be the warmest day so far this year. Right now, it's 67. partly cloudy, humidity 43%, and wind south at 6 miles per hour. Repeating the current temperature, 67, going down to 60 in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Carl Erickson on New York's weather station 1010 Winds.
Winds news time 9:33. Now subway service, as you know, back to 24/7. Overnight services back amid the emergence from the pandemic. Now comes word the presence of cops in the city's subways going off, now described as the highest level in 25 years, according to Mayor de Blasio. This in the wake of recent underground incidents of violence, the special deployment ratcheting up the NYPD's presence over 3,250 officers, 250 officers that is. Farrah Feinberg, interim president of the New York City Transit Authority, saying the city did ultimately meet the MTA's request for 1,000 cops in the subway system, describing it as a gradual increase, though.
First, the city announced that they would be adding 644 additional officers. Then they announced an additional 80. Then they announced another additional 80. And now today they've announced an additional 250. And by our count, that puts us at over 1,000 officers that have been added to the system.
Winds news time 9:34. On the road again.
Do you miss me yet?
Former President Donald Trump will speak in person at the North Carolina Republican Party convention next month. Party officials say Trump will deliver remarks at the June 5th convention dinner in Greenville. A spokeswoman for the NCGOP says Trump's speech will be closed to the media and journalists will not be able to view it via live stream or alternate forms. Trump's last significant public speech was in February at the Conservative Political Action Conference convention in Florida. Mike Frosty, Washington.
It is far from being over.
Winds news time 9:35. Rudy Giuliani, the former president's personal attorney, is in an attack stance over a court-okayed covert probe.
On November 4th, 2019, the Fed secretly searched an iCloud account belonging to Rudy Giuliani. Two of his associates had been arrested, and Giuliani's business activities in Ukraine had come under scrutiny. His attorney said the validity of the 2019 covert warrant and the handling of the information obtained are serious questions. They want to know whether anything found during that search prompted the more recent search of Giuliani's home and office late last month. The defense said these seizures were not only unnecessary, but also constituted a monumental and heavily publicized breach of the attorney-client privilege.
Aaron Katursky reporting something you don't want to see happen ever on the tracks. A man apparently having a seizure, falling onto them. Thankfully, two Good Samaritan cops to the rescue, pulling the man to safety, happening at the 14th Street station here in the city in Chelsea, near 8th Avenue, yesterday at 2 in the afternoon. Police say the man in distress collapsed right onto the train's bed. They made signals to a Bronx-bound 8 train to stop in its tracks. NYPD News tweeting in part, Officer Cerny and Lamore from NYPD Transit District 2 observed that man having a medical episode. They quickly signaled the train to stop, jumped out to help the man until EMS arrived. According to the Daily News, it's thought that he is homeless. You can see video of this very dramatic rescue at 1010winds.com. Winds news time 9:36. 1010 Winds entertainment news is next. Wedding bells among the stars.
This spring, from the creators of New York Lottery Scratch-Off game, comes a movie-themed ticket called $1 Million Premiere, which explains why I'm talking like this. Play today for a chance to win $1 million. Oh, and did I mention non-winning tickets get a surprise sequel? Enter the second chance promotion at nylpremiere.com for a chance to win cash and movie-themed prizes. New York Lottery's $1 Million Premiere, now playing in a store near you. Rated 18+. You must be 18 years old to purchase a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly.
We're all tired of COVID-19 and the changes we've had to make because of it. But now, so many of us, including younger New Yorkers, are able to get a shot to protect ourselves from COVID-19. Whether you're 20 and ready to get back on campus, 30 and planning to travel with friends, or 40 and focused on protecting your family, getting a COVID-19 vaccine is the best way to get all of us closer to a COVID-free NYC. And getting the vaccine is safe, free, and easy. To learn more, visit nyc.gov/COVID vaccine.
It's Small Business Month, and Dell Technologies and Windows are celebrating your unstoppable drive. Save up to 45% on powerful PCs with Windows 10 Pro to work from anywhere, plus top monitors and racks for the ultimate business setup, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. Speak to a Dell Technologies advisor who can help you find the right business tech, server, storage, and cloud solutions at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL for Small Business Month savings.
Air 67 in Midtown.
Why so serious?
6-episode series debuting the 16th of July on Hulu. Says THR, dealing with the more than 60 years, that's right, 60 years. The musical career of Paul McCartney, all the way from the Beatles and Wings to his solo career, his most recent album, McCartney 3, released in December. News time 9:31, 1010 Wins headlines are next.
I'm Alan Greenberg, and my firm, Greenberg Law PC, is family-owned and operated for more than 2 decades and represents ordinary people who have been seriously injured in all types of accidents, including car crashes, sidewalk falls, and workplace injuries. If you've been injured in an accident or want true trial lawyers to fight for money for your injuries, then call us. Greenberg Law PC at 212-972-5656. We'll take no fee unless we win your case, either by way of a settlement or jury verdict. There's no shortage of personal injury lawyers and law firms, but if you want to be treated like a person and not like just another file in a lawyer's office, then call us. Greenberg Law PC at 212-972-5656. You need a real trial lawyer to fight the insurance companies and their lawyers. Call us at 212-972-5656 or greenberglawpc.com and click Get Results for articles on our successful cases. We look forward to caring for you and your case.
For information on our contest rules, go to 1010wins.com/rules.
The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good evening, 67 degrees at 9:40. I'm Mario Bosquez. Here's what's happening. A big change in mask wearing rules coming soon, really pared down here in the state as to who has to wear them, but some confusion though amongst some New Yorkers about all of this. Marathon will be back. How many runners? The governor says watch this space. Also saying the allegations of sexual harassment distorted by the media. When the time is right, the governor says he will tell his side of the story. Today, the Supreme Court agreed to take up a crucial abortion case amid a different makeup in the nation's highest court, including conservative Trump appointees. Reports of progress today against a forest fire. It's already burned hundreds of acres in the New Jersey pinelands. In sports, bottom of the 7th, Mets 2, Atlanta zip, bottom of the 5th. The Yankees won, but Texas 4. AccuWeather, overnight mainly clear, low 60 degrees in the city. Wins News Time 9:41. That means it's time for traffic and transit. It's time for Kelly Dillon to check in.
And we still have this unauthorized truck jamming up the northbound Hutch to 9 to 13 across County Parkway. The right lane currently down, and of course, bumper-to-bumper delays into the area, so definitely avoid this spot. Now in Queens, construction work starting to back up the westbound Grand Central Parkway as you approach LaGuardia Airport. A few lanes out here, so definitely avoid this spot as well. In New Jersey, eastbound Route 3, a bit of a mess right now with overnight construction work into the Hackensack River Bridge. 3 lanes out like it is every single weeknight, and traffic already jamming up back to MetLife Stadium, so definitely avoid this spot. And the western spur of the New Jersey Turnpike, quite busy northbound from 16W to the northern mixing bowl where there is construction work. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The Verrazano into Brooklyn, that lower deck now closed for construction work, and heading into Staten Island on the lower level, 1 lane out for construction, so the upper decks are getting quite busy. I'm Kelly Dillon. Our next report at 9:51 on 1010 Wins.
Wins News Time 9:42 will come Wednesday. You may be asking, mask? What mask? I left it at home. They said I could. As the state unveils plans to no longer require mask wearing then, for the most part, that is, if you are vaccinated. Governor Cuomo today saying the state is going hand in hand with the latest guidelines from the CDC. Individual businesses, though, he says, can still go their own way, but New York saying you can ditch the mask even when inside.
Individual private venues still have the ability to add additional guidelines to the state guidelines and the CDC guidelines. But for our part, we're adopting the CDC and we're saying, let's open.
Also goes for social distancing again if you are vaccinated. And again, it starts Wednesday. There's more. Radio City Music Hall reopening if you have the shot. And the marathon gets running again November 7th. We'll have more on that in a moment. Unvaccinated and immunocompromised people still have to continue wearing a mask and maintaining the social distancing. Amid this slew of pandemic-related updates today, you still have to wear that mask in certain settings like nursing homes and schools.
These announcements coming as the subway system reopens to 24/7 service now. However, the latest wave of updates making some New Yorkers kind of dizzy trying to take it all in.
We don't know enough about all the different kind of trains that are out there. One day they tell you you can have a mask, and then all of a sudden the next day you don't have a mask.
We'll be able to tell people who are trespassing and such things and those who won't. That's crazy.
If you're still trying to keep track, there's more for you to handle. Target and Starbucks have now joined the growing list of retailers and restaurants easing up on mask requirements. Meantime, well, the nation's expanding its distribution of vaccines, going worldwide now due to dropping demands here.
The U.S. had already pledged to ship 60 million AstraZeneca doses overseas once federal regulators clear them for use. Now, President Biden says 20 million doses of the 3 vaccines that are approved will be shared for the first time.
We need to help fight the disease around the world to keep us safe here at home and to do the right thing of helping other people.
He's been under growing international pressure to share doses, even as fewer Americans seek the shots domestically. More than 123 million people here are now fully vaccinated. More than 157 million have received at least 1 dose. Sagar Magani, Washington.
Now, as promised, some more on the marathon, heading the streets of the city again in November, but not at full capacity. That, though, could change, says the governor at a press conference, saying, in effect, well, just watch this space.
The race isn't until November 7th, but it's the 50th running. And that can be adjusted between now and November because November is a long way away. But for now, for the opening registration, it's 33,000 runners.
Safety protocols will still be in place with proof of vaccination required or negative test results. Well, here's a soggy mystery for all of us to ponder tonight. Happened at the Long Island Aquarium. How did a woman wind up landing in the sea lion tank, of all places? That's what officials there want to know. Newsday says the woman was detained by Riverhead cops after either jumping or falling into the exhibit shortly before 2 in the afternoon. No arrest, but the woman was taken into custody. No word yet from aquarium officials either on what happened or any possible injuries. We'll keep you posted. Winners News Time 946.
Gotta finish this today.
Cristiano's construction projects typically run smoothly, but this project pipeline is about to burst.
So, boss, where do you want us to put this? To the left. Your other left. John.
Indeed can help him hire the people he needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Anywhere, plus top monitors and docks for the ultimate business setup, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. Speak to a Dell Technologies advisor who can help you find the right business tech, server, storage, and cloud solutions at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL for small business month savings. Governor Cuomo held a press conference today, meaning once again facing questions about sexual harassment allegations made against him by former or current state workers.
One reporter asked the governor if he ever had an intimate relationship with a state worker. Cuomo responded by asking what the reporter meant by intimate, and then joked with his health commissioner, Dr. Howard Zucker.
I think we have an intimate relationship, don't you think? Yeah. Not a sexual relationship.
The governor denied sexually harassing state workers and said the story has been
distorted in the press and manipulated, and when the time is right, I will tell you the truth and the facts, and I am very much looking forward to it.
All this under investigation by the state attorney general. Roger Stern, 1010, Wednesday.
Wins News Time 948.
I am Lauren Barsley, president of the Uniformed EMTs, Paramedics, and Fire Inspectors Union of the FDNY. During EMS Week, I would like to say thank you to all the EMTs and paramedics of New York City. Every member puts in long hours and sleepless nights responding to the sick and injured citizens of our great city. You are dedicated, you care, and you don't get the thanks you deserve. New York City's EMTs and paramedics together is all to be demonstrated their compassion and his firm dedication in caring for the thousands of patients stricken with the coronavirus during this pandemic. Please take a moment to recognize the bravery my members demonstrate on a daily basis. When you see an EMT or paramedic, say thank you to them. They are the front line of defense when tragedy strikes. No matter the challenge, New York City's EMTs and
third call in the span of a week, President Biden reiterated to the Prime Minister his firm support for Israel's right to defend itself. A White House readout says the pair discussed the progress Israel has made in its strikes against Hamas. The statement is not critical of Israel, though it says Mr. Biden encouraged Benjamin Netanyahu to ensure the protection of innocent civilians. The White House says Mr. Biden also expressed support for a ceasefire, and that's something congressional Democrats have been publicly urging him to do.
Stephen Portnoy with that story. This, as the Prime Minister says, Israel will continue to hit what he calls terror targets. Another note, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken signaling today the U.S. will not call for an immediate ceasefire as the fighting between Israel and Gaza's Hamas rulers enters its second week. More than 200 dead, mostly Gaza Palestinians. Wednesday News Time 9:50 today, the Supreme Court agreed to take up a crucial abortion case revolving around a Mississippi law that banned most abortions after 15 weeks, with that in mind a different makeup in the nation's highest court. Poised to hear the case, now including conservative Trump appointees Amy Coney Barrett, Neil Gorsuch, and Brett Kavanaugh.
Barrett, when she was nominated, I think it's probably fair to say, is the most openly anti-abortion justice who's joined the court since Clarence Thomas. And we didn't really know much about Thomas's views on abortion when he joined the court. She hasn't voted yet on any abortion case at the Supreme Court, but the other two, Kavanaugh and Gorsuch, did in the Louisiana case last year dissent. They would have upheld the Louisiana law restricting abortion clinics.
Mark Sherman with the story. Investigators in Westchester County are reopening a decades-old cold case regarding the disappearance of Kathy McCormick Durst. This is her husband Robert, prepared to go back on trial in L.A. Said to be the biggest high-profile trial that was sidelined due to the pandemic. The real estate heir accused of killing a friend 21 years ago. Robert Durst's attorney tried to convince the judge the trial should be delayed again, claiming Durst is suffering from cancer and heart problems. Durst did not show up to court, refusing to leave his jail cell. Judge Mark Wyndham had none of it, saying the trial will go on for now.
As far as the motion to continue, we have jurors coming in about 10 minutes, all right? I'm going to welcome those jurors. I'm going to speak with those jurors.
After a 14-month pause in the trial, the judge is quizzing jurors to make sure they are still fit to serve. A report from correspondent Alex Stone. Wednesday, News Time 9:51, time for traffic and transit. Here is Kelly Dillon.
And we still have this unauthorized truck on the northbound Hutch into the Cross County, stuck in the right lane, so bumper-to-bumper delays here continuing. The westbound Grand Central in Queens jamming up into LaGuardia Airport. A few lanes out for construction work tonight, so definitely avoid this spot. Eastbound Route 3 jamming up into the Hackensack River Bridge. 3 lanes of road work here, delays back to MetLife Stadium. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The Verrazano into Brooklyn, that lower deck closed for construction work, and into Staten Island on that lower deck, it's a lane out for construction, so we're getting a bit busy here. And here's what we see on Long Island's Big 3. The westbound Southern State slowing up exits 20 to 16, left lane roadwork. The Northern State and the LIE quiet. I'm Kelly Dillon. Our next report at 10:01 on 1010 Wins.
The taste of the Caribbean is never far away with Caribbean Food Delight Jamaican Beef Patty. Available at BJ's, Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco, and select supermarkets. Ask for the best.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here is meteorologist Carl Erickson.
Well, hi, Mario. We have clear skies for tonight. Comfortable temperature is down to 60 for a low. Beautiful weather tomorrow. Lots of sunshine, nice and warm in the afternoon. Back up to 82, dipping into the 60s Tuesday night. Low 64 in the city. And lots of sunshine for your Wednesday as that warm-up continues. High 85, just feeling like summer right into Thursday with clouds and sunshine. High 86. Currently 67, partly cloudy. Wind south at 6. Repeating the current temperature, 67 going down to 60 in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Carl Erickson on New York's weather station 1010 Wins.
Wednesday News Time 9:54.
Whether it's going to an appointment, work, or meeting up with a friend, getting back out there can bring up a lot of emotions. If you're feeling anxious or stressed, you can talk with the New York Project Hope Crisis Counselor, confidentially, anonymously, free of charge. Call 1-844-863-9314 or visit nyprojecthope.org. That's nyprojecthope.org.
My name is Chad Rogers. 7 years ago,
I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. Today, countless cancer survivors like me face another challenge, keeping our follow-up appointments while managing our fears of COVID-19. But don't let fear stop you. I learned what doctors' offices, hospitals, and clinics are doing so I can feel confident going back in for visits. I've made my follow-up appointments and kept them. You can too. Call your doctor to learn what steps they are taking and visit getcancerscreened.com to learn more. Cancer screening. Get it done. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Fair sky 67 in Midtown, winds east time 9:55. Reports of progress today against a forest fire that's already scorched hundreds of acres in the New Jersey Pinelands. Increasing winds, though, causing increasing worries. The state's Department of Environmental Protection saying this fire's in 617 acres in and around Little Egg Harbor Township, about 20 miles north of Atlantic City. No injuries have been reported. Well, New Jersey will soon be an island of sorts. Mask wearing indoors remains in effect there.
The governor says New Jersey will not follow its neighbors or the CDC guidance, and that the indoor mask mandate remains in effect.
We just can't yet because we need to know unequivocally that doing so will not lead to a backslide in our progress.
And Murphy says the virus is still a threat. 70 people were hospitalized for COVID on Sunday. 18 died.
I just don't want to get burned. I don't want to go back. We're the only state in America that has not gone back once, and I don't want to start now.
Governor Murphy also announcing that all public school education will be done in person this fall, and that there will be no option for remote learning. Al Jones, 1010 Wins News.
Winds east time 9:56. Now Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins.
Amazon is planning to launch a new brand it will call Diagnostics, which will offer home testing kits for conditions including COVID and STDs, as well as genetic testing. That's according to Business Insider, which says Amazon is in negotiations to roll out its own COVID testing kit next month, potentially to coincide with its annual Prime Day event. Thanks to a late round of stock buying, what was a sell-off for Wall Street much of the day turned into a moderate decline by the close. Dow ends down 54, NASDAQ down 51, S&P 500 lost 11. This is a grim forecast for those in the banking business. The industry could slash as many as 200,000 jobs over the next decade as revenue growth slows, and after the pandemic had execs turning toward automation and offering customers digital services. That's the view from Wells Fargo analyst Mike Mayo, who notes that the many bank branches that closed during the pandemic are likely to remain closed forever. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Andrew O'Day for 1010 Wins.
Looking for your next investment? Want to cash out of stock market risk and volatility? Here are 8 reasons to consider NRIA's Proven Real Estate Development Fund. Monthly cash flow payouts of 10% annualized and bonuses to 21% targeted. We strategically locate in lower risk, high demand areas people are moving to. New construction is short on supply. Real estate affords diversification and safety from stock market risk and volatility. We have substantial property assets selling out every month supporting your investment. Our short and long-term strategy provides for steady returns today and major upside targets. Our buildings are socially responsible, environmentally friendly, and pandemic hardened. We are an industry leader with a 15-year proven track record. Hedge against inflation and receive
Securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at NRIA.net. Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-933-1022. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-933-1022. That's 800-933-1022. 800-933-1022. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
WINS, WINS-HD, WNAWHD3 New York.
An Odyssey station.
winds, news time 9:59. AccuWeather overnight. It's going to be mainly clear, low 60 in the city, but lower 50s in some outlying suburbs. Now tomorrow's shape up like this, sunny to partly cloudy, nice and warm, up to 82 degrees. Tomorrow night clear, low 64 in the city, upper 50s in some suburbs. Wednesday sunny and very warm, the high 85. Currently winds variable at 6, gusting to 21, humidity 43%, fair sky 67 in Midtown. More people get their news from 1010 Winds than from any other radio station in the nation. Dempsey Palat is our service aide. Julie Vaughn is our writer. Jack Conceso at the editor's desk. I'm Mario Forske.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Winds, New York.
67 degrees, partly cloudy skies at 10 o'clock. Good evening, I'm Lane DeJardi, and here's what's happening. New York State will follow CDC guidelines that say masks are not needed for people who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Police investigating another act of vandalism targeting the Roman Catholic Church in Brooklyn. Man convicted of murder in the 2016 death of a 6-year-old boy in Harlem got the max today in a Manhattan courtroom. We learned today Governor Cuomo is set to make over $5 million from his pandemic book deal, which is being probed for his use of state employees to help write it. Trainer Bob Baffert has been banned from entering New York State horse races after Medina Spirit failed a doping test after the Kentucky Derby. The Yankees are in Texas tonight, bottom of the 6th. They are down 4-1. The Mets up 3-1 at the bottom of the 8th in Atlanta. 1010 Winds, AccuWeather, mainly clear, low 60 in the city overnight, low 50s in some outlying suburbs. Sunny to partly cloudy, another nice day, warm tomorrow with a high of 82. Winds news time 10:01, traffic and transit, Kelly Dillon.
And the northbound Hutch is still bumper to bumper tonight as you approach the cross-county Parkway. We do have an unauthorized truck still stuck in that right lane, so definitely avoid this spot. Another spot to skip now is going to be the eastbound Belt Parkway approaching Cross Bay Boulevard. Word of a broken down car stuck in the right lane at this spot, so delays here building up. And also in Queens on the westbound Grand Central into LaGuardia Airport, the 3 left lanes out for construction tonight, so traffic here is at a standstill. Here's what you need to know about these bridges and tunnels. Overnight roadwork slowing up the Verrazano into Brooklyn. The lower deck completely shut down, and into Staten Island, 1 lane out on the lower levels. The upper deck's getting quite busy. Here's what we see on Long Island State 3. Construction on the westbound Southern State, exit 20 to 16 in Hempstead, the left lane out. Not too bad on the Northern State or the LIE through Nassau. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes on the ones and breaking traffic alerts whenever they happen. I'm Kelly Dillon on 1010 Winds.
Hit by a car? Need help? Call the Barnes firm now at 1-800-8-MILLION. With offices in Manhattan and Long Island. Could be the best call you're gonna make.
Governor Cuomo's announced New York will follow CDC guidance on the issue of masks after he had a few days to think it over.
Effective this Wednesday, we're going to adopt the CDC's new guidance and regulations on masks and social distancing for vaccinated people. By the CDC guidance, immunocompromised people, unvaccinated people should continue to wear a mask and social distance.
Masks will still be required for everyone in certain settings, like schools and nursing homes. Cuomo said it's up to businesses and venues to decide on their own how to check someone's vaccination status. And there's the rub that's leading to some confusion. Correspondent Jim Krasula reports taking someone at their word has now become of much more importance in this stage of the pandemic.
Unmasking the mask confusion. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's announcement that fully vaccinated people can, for the most part, ditch the mask has left many Americans wondering, will people simply lie about their vaccination status, or will they live up to Scout's honor? Public health officials say yes. The honor system will play a big role as the face coverings debate.
Getting another act of vandalism targeting the Roman Catholic Church. Someone knocked the head off a statue of the baby Jesus being held by Mary at the Diocese of Brooklyn, 310 Prospect Park West. Monsignor Stephen Agugia notes it happened just days after a statue of Jesus was smashed and an American flag burned at St. Athanasius Church in Bensonhurst.
I hope it's not a pattern, but it seems like too much of a coincidence to be followed one after the other like that. It's a very disturbing. My reaction, of course, was just sadness. First, to see that something like that could occur.
Diocese is notifying churches to be on alert and is asking the NYPD to increase patrols in and around area churches. 67 degrees, partly cloudy skies. AccuWeather says mainly clear tonight, low 60 in the city, lower 50s in some outlying suburbs. For tomorrow, it's going to get a lot warmer. Sunny to partly cloudy, high 82 degrees, warmer still on Wednesday and Thursday. Again, 67 now. Winds News Time 10:06. Governor Cuomo has spent several months refusing to disclose how much he was paid for writing his book on pandemic leadership, saying it would eventually come out in his mandatory financial disclosure forms for 2020. Well, that happened today. Cuomo's forms disclosing he was paid a $3.1 million advance by Crown Publishing in a contract that will pay him another $2 million over the next 2 years. Cuomo's been criticized for writing a congratulatory book about his pandemic response, even as the state was seeing a resurgence in cases, and the governor was being criticized for how he handled COVID nursing home death numbers. The governor is also under fire for using staff members to help him write that book, with critics demanding a probe of whether he had them do it on state time as he signed a multi-million-dollar deal. The news came out after the governor held a news conference today, where he again got questions about the sexual harassment allegations against him.
The governor tried jousting with journalists, asking one reporter to define sexual.
The lefty, and Gardner takes a strike at the knees. Gardner has singled and tripled tonight. He almost had a home run last time up to the Texas bullpen at right center. Yankees are trailing 5-1 as we hit the seventh. And the pitch, strike, a little slider on the outside corner. As Susan told you, a sinker, a slider kind of guy.
It's the Live Truly 7th inning, brought to you by Truly Hard Seltzer. The Yankees score 7 runs in the 7th inning. A fan will score $7,777. To enter to win, visit TrulyNYBaseball.com.
The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. So the count 1-2. Yankees are losing because Cole had an off game. And also because Jordan Lyles had an on game. And I'll give you his line. Terrific line. He pitched a marvelous game. You have to give him credit. The 1-2. Swung on, chopped foul outside of first. Lyles went 6 innings. 1 run, 6 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 1 walk. The 1-2. Swung on. A little bloop in the infield. Caught it short by kind of Falefa. And there's 1 away.
John, I just found a kind of interesting little tidbit on John King. You know, our buddy Steve Sparks, the old knuckleballer who does radio for the Houston Astros.
Right.
Sparky coached him in Houston when he was 10. Totally. Yeah.
Tempest Fusion.
Doesn't it, though?
1 away. Here is Clint Frazier. And he takes low. The Speed Report brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Major League Baseball and the Yankees radio network. Learn more at odfl.com. Frazier grounds it foul outside of third. Well, tonight, the Rangers have 2 stolen bases. Kiner Falefa in the 2nd inning. And Charlie Culberson last inning. Frazier takes a pitch outside. 2-1. Yankees are trailing 5-1 as we play in the top of the 7th.
It's like the movie Any Given Sunday.
There's a ground ball to short, and Falefa throws out Frazier to yeah. I think that's probably right. Good way to look at it.
They just came back from an 0-6 road trip to 2 different cities. Yankees have Garrett Cole on the mound. Jordan Lyles is maybe going to be taken out of the rotation, maybe given another few starts. Look what happened.
And the Yankees are coming off a really good road trip. They won 2 out of 3. In Tampa and 2 out of 3 in Baltimore. By the way, if I can sneak in, the pitch to Higgy swung on and hit in the air to center. And right there is Garcia to make the catch. And the Yankees are down 1-2-3. If I can remember what I was going to say, I'll say it next day. It's not important.
What's the subject? Special line?
3 up and 3 down. And at the end of 6.5 innings to play, 5-1 Texas on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
It's time to start planning your getaway to Foxwoods. Reserve some much-deserved luxury.